Uh, just to say about one thing, every work that you do, you get tired, you get exhausted, you go get some rest, recharge, and come back and continue with your work, whether it's after 2 days, 3 days, or whatever the schedule is. But there's nothing worse. We can be honest. There's nothing worse. Like, I got exhausted during my job today, during the shift today, because of someone else's fault. For example, this person knew like you should be having 5 patients. That's their policy. But they added you an extra patient, and this patient was not easy to manage. That drains you a lot because you have to put more extra effort to make sure like you cater for the 6th patient. And sometimes even the 5 patients that you have, they can make you work all night because they need help. And that's what nurses, we are there to offer, help. Make sure like they're in good condition. If there's something we need to communicate to the doctor about any changes with the patient, we need to do that. And I've never had any nurse complain about that. But now look, you have an extra patient, so you have an extra job to do. You're supposed to have 5 patients, you have 6 patients. And then at the end of the shift, you are so exhausted. So by the time you're going home, you feel drained. For example, you have to come back for another night shift. You feel, oh my God, this is so much on me. Like, this is not what I signed up for. Like, I'm getting exhausted. I'm getting more patients, but unfortunately, no one seems to care. As long as the patients have nurses, no one seems to care what happened to the nurses. And that's where nurses have to stand for themselves. If you feel the assignment is not safe again, I'll say, please talk to the charge nurse. Tell them I can't have these patients. Because sometimes you don't know the kind of patients you have until you receive report and you hear the cases that you have and you say, no, this is too much. Like, for example, you have 5 patients or 6 patients, 4 are 2-hourly turning. 2 of them are Q2 pain medications. And then you have a lot of other things to do. It's not easy. I can tell you it's not. Because if it's Q2 turns, every 2 hours, you have to make sure they are turned. Because most of them, some of them won't call to be turned, but it's your responsibility to make sure they are turned because you want to make sure those patients go home or to the nursing home when they are safe, better than they came. For the pain medications, most of them will always call every 2 hours. So you can imagine now having those kind of patients. Every 2 hours you are moving, and it doesn't mean like it has to be every 2 hours. If someone calls this, let's say like now it's 1 p.m. If one patient calls 1 p.m., that's their 2 hours, and the other one, their 2 hours ends at 2 p.m., another patient will have to call. So like it's everyone how you are moving. Everyone how you are moving. For the turns, you can make them specifically. This time, like for the 2-hourly turning, I can do them at odd hours. Maybe 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m. That's understandable. But for the pain medications, you can never do that. You have to give it when it's due. So those are some of the things you can think about.